The psychology of water, well, there is a psychology, and that explains how water affects us as humans when it comes to our emotions, our cognition, as well as our behaviors. So culturally and historically, humans have always been drawn to water, whether it's rivers, lakes, rain, and both psychology and neuroscience explain why. Humans are biologically attracted to water. This is one of the considerations in the psychology. There was a marine biologist who had something called a blue mind theory. And this theory suggests that humans are attracted to water. And when we're near water, our brain is somewhat in a very meditative state because we're close to water. So being close to water, they see an increase in human mood, in lower cortisol levels. And if you were near the ocean too, you might also be excited and have increased energy levels. We've seen it, right? You wake up early when you'd usually be asleep, but you're on holiday and you're near the water. This apparently is called soft fascination. So water holds the brain's attention for long enough, but not long enough to stress it. And so it becomes a soft fascination that holds your attention. Then we have water and emotional states. This is where different forms of water, not types of water, different forms of water evoke certain psychological states. So something like a calm lake could evoke reflection and introspection, whereas an ocean with waves could evoke vastness or just awareness of your size. And my favorite is probably rain. It evokes that feeling of calmness and comfort. And that's why they so often use rain to create a feeling in movies and in books. It puts us into a state where we can relate to the story that follows next. Now, why does water feel calm? 3 things. There's sound, which you can already hear if you think about water. There are visual patterns if you think of a ripple in a lake. And there is also psychology evolution. So with psychology evolution, or evolution psychology, the theory is that humans evolved near water. Think of rivers and lakes, and we relied on water for food, for safety, in order to live our lives, regardless of what century we were in. And so our brains have positively associated our well-being with water. Then there's water and the subconscious mind. This is where we even dream about water, where water represents certain things in our dreams, whether it be birth or fears or change. So there is also water plus dreaming. Then there are a number of studies that have been done that show that people think clearer when they're near water. And that could be a number of reasons. One, you're in a less anxious state. I actually heard such a cool saying by somebody who said, the way you experience the world is not how the world actually is, but is your state of anxiety, your state of presence. That is how you perceive the world. And I know that for a fact, because if you're in an anxious state, you don't perceive the world as it is really. In fact, there is no real world. It's all as we perceive this from our nervous systems. And so if water makes us feel calmer and safer, that is a wonderful way to see the world. So the overall idea is that water puts the human brain into a state of focus and meditation. So meditative enough to relax, but focused enough to give attention and be able to think clearly. And that's why so many of us have our best ideas in the shower or walking at the ocean or taking a stroll at the lake. How many of you have come up with your best ideas and you hadn't realized that they were in fact in a water environment? I'm Candice, your finest water sommelier, and we're going to dive deep into this YouTube channel across socials about all the different elements of water, not only from taste but also to psychology. And if you're not already following, hit the subscribe button. We're talking water in all of its elements, forms, shapes, and tastes.